can't see with my
So,
glasses.
we're live.
We're live.
We're here again.
Live.
I was just talking with Pastor Randy. I'm gonna make you a little bit higher, and I was just starting a story, and he said that my story seemed like it was going to be long. And I said, it feels a little bit like the pot calling the kettle black.
And I owned it.
You did.
But because I do it, I recognize it.
You can tell the verbiage.
You have a special skill to recognize.
What's going on? FCF family and friends. Pastor Kim, Pastor Randy, Pastor Pete here in the Q&A cave. Yep. Excited to answer your questions. Did you send questions, by the way? Did you look at it?
I have.
Okay,
you probably did. I've been running a little bit crazy. Got some infrastructure stuff going on.
He's busy.
Lots of great stuff going on at FCF Church and over the end of the space. Oh, there are people chiming in. I'm going to go ahead and launch this. Carolyn Holbrook, I can see you from a long way. Can you read that text, Pastor Kim?
No. It looks like little dots on the screen. I
see Carolyn Holbrook. Looks like twice commented, but I'm gonna launch this, pull up, and so I can respond to you. And Pastor Kim is gonna tell you some super exciting stuff. Yeah. I have no idea what that is, but she's gonna tell you.
But the first thing I like to say is, can you turn that heater off?
Are you hot? Okay. Miss Alexa said it's cold in here.
Oh, wow.
Well, I know.
It's okay. I'm
Are you
chilly.
Are you chilly? You want to leave it on?
No. Okay.
I'm fine. I've been running up and down and around. And
she's an athlete.
Well, you've been jogging.
Pure athlete.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Sprinting and jogging.
You don't know. She's an athlete. What position did you play on the softball team?
Shortstop.
Shortstop. That's normally where you have your least athletic player. It's a shortstop, right? Isn't that true? No. Pure athlete. Okay. Feel free to like and share the video. Go ahead, Pastor Kim. Why don't you launch into your thing? I'm going to close.
I wasn't prepared to launch into anything except ask questions. So
I could share something personal about my athleticism. I once had athlete's foot.
I think it's different, boss. I can't get this height just right. You know how
you don't get it unless you're an athlete,
exactly.
Right?
No, exactly. Just by being in the showers of the locker room, you get it.
So technically, the water boy can get athlete's foot, I guess.
Yep.
All right,
it's very itchy.
A little bit more.
And requires treatment.
I think I only had it once, and it was
This is driving me crazy, guys. I
know.
apologize. This is literally my kryptonite. It has to be too high, too low, too high, too low. They're all literally thinking, what's he doing? Okay, so I'm going to go.
I think it's too high, too low.
Stop. You messing with me. Don't do that. You both sit up. Okay, I'm almost to the FCF page. What else is coming up, Pastor Kim?
There must be something coming up.
Well, groups are starting. So that was our big thing for here at the end of January. My group started last night, my growth group.
Yeah.
And I think so. Some groups launch this week, some launching next week. So that's exciting. And if you really want to get in a group, we have groups that you can still get into. So if you, best thing, info at FCF Church. Easiest way to.
Best way to connect.
Yeah, easy
Get plugged in.
And that's like for everything. And then, of course, men's breakfast coming up.
Ooh, men's breakfast, going to be a good time. That date is somewhere.
February 26th, I got it. Saturday, February 26th, and lots of bacon.
Yes, lots of bacon. Plan to be a part of that. Go to fcfchurch.com/events, and you can register there so we know there's lots going on. It's going to be an exciting time. Like we always say, it's at a big church, it's hard for us to know everyone, but our heart is that everyone is known. So it's a great way to get plugged in is through men's ministries. Do that. Shout out to Tammy Stein, Carolyn Holbrook, Victor. Victor's one of our new technical people and brought his son, Nick, last night. And Nick did an awesome job, ran a camera for us. So thank you so much. Kathy Ray, what's going on? Miss Becky Ann, bless you. Josh, he prefers you don't say the last part of his name, Joshua. He prefers to be called just Josh.
That's not true, is it?
Nope, it's a complete lie.
Opposite. Opposite is true.
Joshua Williams, what's up, buddy? Too much headroom. That's exactly what I was trying to fix. After last night with our camera crew. Victor, yes, definitely too much headroom. They're all getting on me for saying, you guys listen when I talk. Josh just said, ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah?
Josh, ooh-ah. Fantastic. We like to have fun at FCF. I'm not sure if you can tell.
Now, I have a question since you guys were rehearsing this. Did you eliminate the lizard shot on me?
Lizard shot.
There, in case you do not watch our services, there is a shot we've been using that was like a super up close shot.
But the light is all weird too, man. I mean, I know I'm old and I'm not attractive, but I don't look like a lizard or serpent. That shot makes me look like a lizard.
He told the camera crew. He said it looked like an old leathery lizard.
When I first saw that shot, both on the
cruel.
worship team
It's
and on
cruel,
you,
man.
and that first Sunday, I thought, wow.
That's
and I was like,
close.
And I thought, the only one that looks good is Jessica.
She doesn't like it either, by the way. In case you're wondering,
Okay.
she's like, I can see a vein in my
Yes,
head.
I mean, it's
Yes,
like,
we've
woo.
gotten rid of that shot.
But it's this weird ethereal lighting that even makes
It's
every
artsy.
flaw
Artsy.
worse.
We're artsy, fartsy. Like we,
Yeah,
you know.
I think have mercy on an old pastor.
We're trying to get. We're going to get the Instagram filters going on our cameras with the
Yeah.
little sparkles. You don't even know what that is, do you?
No,
You have
no.
no idea what I'm talking.
No.
Does anyone else know what I'm talking about? Instagram filters. Okay, Victor is dying. Lots of LOLs online. So the link is there. Our amazing FCF aide has dropped the link for men's ministries. You can register there. Yes, and Nick did a fantastic job. Okay, let me try to get this going. I think we should fire into some questions.
Well, do you want to mention facilities team, or would you like to save that?
I mean, we can.
I
This
think-
maybe it's a warm up. We'll test it
Warm-up,
it on this crowd. See
Yeah.
how they do.
Yeah.
So super excited. We know that we are the temple of the Holy Spirit, right, Pastor Randy? Like this is us.
You got that ghost, man.
He does not the Holy Ghost.
You
All
got
kind of
that
weird,
ghost?
all kind of weird things.
Hey, brother, you got that ghost?
I got to go. You got to go. You got to go.
When I was still doing construction work,
Is that what guys are saying?
no, I had this one guy, and he knew I was a Christian. So he was a laborer, I was a carpenter. Anyway, he come up to me one day and he said, "Hey, brother, you got that ghost? You got that ghost?" I said, "I got that ghost, man. I got that ghost."
I was more referring to like Old Testament where God's presence dwelled in a temple, as opposed to now that He does
Well,
not.
Look at you.
I'm
man.
a cathedral.
You're
I'm a little bigger than I used
you're
to
a
be.
temple.
But that now He doesn't dwell in buildings built by man, but He dwells inside of us. Am I saying that right? How you feel about that?
You're right.
Yeah.
You got the
But
ghost.
but this is the building, the facility, incredible facility. You probably don't know this. We have 149 acres that God has blessed
49?
FCF Church with.
39, but let him talk.
Is it 39?
39. Yeah.
It's 39?
39.
I thought
It gets
37.
bigger every time. By faith, we will take wherever our foot sets, Pastor.
We're going to take our shoes off and walk around.
Just making up numbers here. This incredible facility is a blessing, and it's where we do ministry, and it's how we serve Frederick County and our church community. And we want to make it as beautiful as possible and maintain it as well as we possibly can. And we actually had a couple of guys approach us about a facilities team. One of them already oversees a current ministry. Then another gentleman came and said, anything mechanical at the church I would like to work on. So we thought it would be great for us to set up a facilities leadership team, a facilities group that will help
Smell is
serve.
just kinda-
It's nice. It's nice. What is
It's
that?
good. It's eternity. It's old school.
Oh
Old school.
man,
You
it
mean
took
your
me
cologne?
back.
Old
I was
school.
smelling your coffee.
I was thinking CK1 for some reason. It's that obsession.
Yeah.
It's-
No, I didn't
that-
like that one, but eternity, old school.
That was the one.
I'm still down with that.
Okay, sunflowers still reminds me of. Anyways, I digress.
Okay, the facilities team.
Facilities team. So this week we're going to roll that out, announce it. Shout out to Neil Hagelin, who runs our facilities team, and Scott Eisenagel, who also runs our grounds team and is going to be a huge part of the facilities team as well. And maybe you'd say, I'm an electrician, I serve, I can paint. Or maybe you're just like, I'm retired, I got free time. I'd love to come help move chairs and set up for growth groups. We could absolutely use you as a part of our facilities team. You can go to fcfchurch.com, click on the Connect card, and where it's asking for information, say, I would like more information about the facilities team.
There's a little check. I'll just
Little
have to
check
check it off.
box. It's in there. Pastor Kim did it.
It's already.
My wife tells me that sometimes when I'm telling stories, my mouth gets ahead of my brain.
Maybe.
I can't tell.
You don't understand most of what I say anyway, right? Yo.
You got that?
You got that ghost?
I got that. I got the ghost.
You got that ghost?
I got
All
that
right.
ghost.
The reason we're gathered here today is to do some questions and have a little fun. So we're achieving one of them, but the next question. First question. Go ahead, Pastor Kim.
Are we going to start with the one we left off last week? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be very disappointing, the answer.
Oh, okay. So this person's in the helping profession. Past few years have been, tough, difficult to balance my work hours with trying to find time to read, research for my profession, as well as having time for family and social activities. Do you, as pastors, have any advice and biblical guidance about having balance when your time is in so much demand during these difficult days?
I do. Romans 6:23 says, "The gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord." I have not figured it out in this life. I'm looking forward to eternity where we'll have just a little more time.
Eternity. We have literally eternity.
Literally eternity. Which is why I wear eternity sometimes. To focus my... Now, to be serious, and I'm being absolutely sincere, this is, I think, all of our struggles, these days in particular. It's been mine throughout my spiritual life, and I don't have an answer. I think that we always have to keep assessing it, praying, looking for adjustment points, different times in our life, different seasons. But if you're anything like me, you're always going to feel a little bit like, man, I don't know if I'm doing this well or not. So I'm so sorry that I can't be more encouraging or, but I just think it's so different for everyone, and it's harder and harder to do this. We have a lot of things to distract us these days.
Yeah. I was thinking that it's really personal. It'd be great if there was some thing that just worked across the board, this is how to do it, but it is personal based on your demands and family, But the fact of a person thinking about it, the thing is, it is important. I guess that's it is important to find balance and to pray to God, maybe even bounce off some people that could help you figure out your schedule or anything.
I'm not sure who told me this for the first time. It was one of my mentors said, there are problems you solve and there are tensions that you manage.
Good one.
This is not a problem you're going to solve. It will be a tension that you manage your entire life.
Yeah, and maybe feel a little frustrated during the entire time that, the truth is there's just not enough time. There really isn't. But
I will have Pastor Randy, Pastor Kim, probably the same situation where you have the blessing and challenge of being with people at the close of their life, where their life is coming to an end.
No, this person's not with them at the close of their life.
Oh no, I know. I'm going somewhere. Stay with me.
Okay.
Stay with me.
I was wondering what he was saying too.
Stay with me.
I thought you had your people mixed up.
I'm going somewhere. No, I know who it is. And what I was going to say is, before I was so rudely interrupted, was the blessing of being with someone at the close of their life is you're contemplating all sorts of different things. And one of the things you contemplate is your life. And you go home and you hug your babies. At the close of your life, at the close of their life, I've never heard someone say, you know what? I really wish that I had worked a lot more. I wish I had spent more time in my office getting that report out. I wish that I've never heard that. They always say, I love my family. I wish I had more time with my kids, those type of things. So now I'm not telling you to be a slacker. As you know, Pastor Randy's did a whole teaching on it as I throw my pen at him for no good reason.
I thought that was a cue of some sort. He
just wants to spring into something. We should work. We should be incredibly impactful at our churches, at our jobs, at your occupation. You should be standout. So he who doesn't work doesn't deserve to eat.
Yeah, and I'll just stop at that because I think we've answered the best that we can, and I just feel bad that we couldn't give you something. Yeah, well, basically that was it.
Concrete. And you want to write him a calendar and tell him 27 minutes, one kid. 27 minutes, kid 2. 37 minutes. All right, Pastor Kim.
Okay. Has FCF ever considered a weekday evening service?
In our 30 years, there have been a time or two we've toyed with the thought, but not sincerely. And it's not a good fit for us. I don't feel like it would really accomplish anywhere near the intense effort that it would take to put one on. So we've never done it.
Yeah.
And that probably never will.
Yeah, because I think, too, midweek where we would love the engagement to recharge
Groups, right?
is in. It sounds like I listened to your message on Sunday, doesn't it?
There you
Do
go.
you forget?
No.
He's
man.
like,
Okay.
I know.
But
And
you know,
plug-
large
hey,
groups
Plugged in,
yeah,
charged
up and turned on.
You got that
So-
ghost?
I got the ghost, man.
That one's not going anywhere anytime
I
soon.
know it's gonna. But you know, like large
I
group
haven't even told you
Sunday.
the funniest part about that.
We'll get there. Sorry, Pastor Kim. She hates so mad at us.
Large group on Sunday, receiving, teaching, midweek, connecting in a small group. There's your sweet spot right there, I think.
Yeah, and
So-
as a church grows,
Yep.
again, it's the whole being known. When somebody comes and says, "Well, I'm trying to connect and can't connect," I'm always like, "So which growth group are you plugged into?"
like, "Oh, I'm
Well,
not."
you're going through something, and it would be impossible when a church is small, a couple hundred people. You think, "Oh, the pastor is going to know everybody and you're going to meet every need." That doesn't scale. That doesn't work. So groups are how we facilitate that connection.
Yeah, and serving teams, and
Yes.
there's lots of different ways. But
Yes.
but anyway,
You can ask my man Victor. I mean, our worship and production team, like we're a family. Like we hang out together, we spend time together. Speak of that, Victor says he can help with the fire alarm system. That would be awesome,
Wow.
buddy. Someone asked if the facility means grounds or the complex as a whole. The complex as a whole, Miss Becky. That's the distinction here. We already have like a grounds team that does stuff outside. We were also thinking we want people to serve. We always say this, right? Serve. And you may think to yourself, I'm not somebody that's going to run a group. That's just not. I don't think it's my gifting, but I can help move chairs or I can help paint a wall. Or so that's the avenue we're trying to create here.
Yeah.
Hey,
So the funny part of the story, I haven't told you yet.
Okay.
The guy's name, now mind you, the guy's probably was in his mid-50s. But his name, I never know, to my knowledge, no one knew his real name. He was known as Tall Boy.
oh boy, I
That
don't
was
think
it,
that would
Tall
float
Boy.
now. I think he'd be canceled.
Did they
canceled.
have a name for you?
Shots fired.
Now you understand, this guy
I
had
just
carried
curious.
this through his entire life. His entire life. No. You're talking about my range of
You have told me. I don't know if you call yourself or others Little Randy. Little Randy.
and there were people that called me Little Randy. I used to write it on walls and things. Look, actually, it was Little Randy of
Little Randy.
Southeast. Yeah.
But it wasn't Lil, was it? L-I-L?
It was L-I. It was.
It was Little Randy.
It was Little Randy of
Little
Southeast.
Randy.
Yeah.
Miss Carol Marker's listening from South Carolina, North Carolina. You're North Carolina, I think.
Oh.
Barbara, you know Barbara and her
Barbara,
husband.
yes,
Yeah, they're our friends from SC from South Carolina. Hello, good to see you. And there's a bunch of other messages. I'll get back to them in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. What's the next question?
Another question.
Fire.
Does the Bible touch on what happens to the souls of unborn babies lost via miscarriage?
Yeah, not specifically. The closest we come to it is a story in the life of David, where he and Bathsheba they have a child, and the child is ill from birth.
Yeah.
And David is pleading with the Lord for days, maybe longer, who knows, fasting and refusing food and all like that, for the Lord to grant the child's life. Well, the child dies. And when the child dies, David just kind of gets up and cleans up and, goes and gets food. And his servants are shocked because they thought he would be even more grief-stricken at the news of the child's death. But David says, no, he says...
He's good.
So, he says, the child will not be with me, but I will certainly go to be with the child. Mm-hmm. So here's this very newborn child. David knows that he's not the age of accountability. The Lord will, in his sovereignty, take the child to be with him. I believe that carries over with miscarriages as well. Mm-hmm. And so I fully expect that families that have had miscarriages will be shocked to meet their children in heaven, and I think fully mature at that. We'll probably all be somewhere around the age of 33 in heaven. So that wasn't a bad age for you, was it? 33, I think.
It was better than now.
She's an athlete.
I think I was pretty much.
May I ask where you've landed on the 33?
Well, it worked for Alexander the Great.
Okay. All right. There's not a chapter and verse for that.
Jesus was
approximately.
approximately, best we can tell. He started his
roughly
ministry
33.
at Levitical age of 30, went about 3.5 years, so he was probably 33.
He did a lot. So the second, God says we'll do greater things than Jesus was. So I'm 40. 7 years greater.
What about?
Your eyes slowly went closed when I said that. He said, "You'll do greater." He only made it to 33. So
Yes.
once I made it to 34, It's a joke. It's a bad joke.
Okay,
Man, I'll laugh at
okay,
your
okay.
jokes.
He doesn't have the ghost.
No,
You got that ghost?
Ghost left him.
Okay, somebody's texting me and telling me I have a sticker on my hat, as if
Yep,
I
I've
don't.
told him that
As if
before.
I don't know. This is something that the youths are doing.
The youths.
And I'm trying. The two Utes. Tell me if you know what that movie is. No.
What movie?
The two Utes. Did you say Utes?
The Utes? No, I do not know that movie.
If you know what it is, say it in the Neither of you?
No.
Oh, man. It is a very famous movie that any time that it's on television, I feel obligated to watch.
Y-U-T-E-S?
This causes the judge great confusion and consternation and repeats it back to the character, who then replies, I'm sorry, youths entered the sack of suds. I'm probably giving it away with that. I know you've seen this movie.
I watch a movie and forget it.
Does anybody else?
Oh! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What's the
I'll
name?
give you another clue.
No, don't you. I'll never get it. I forget them as quick as I watch them.
And they're burned into my brain.
Yes. Obviously.
Okay, so Joe Pesci is in the movie
Okay. Now you might
as a. He's not
He
technically
goes
a
back to
lawyer.
college? Oh, he's a lawyer. It's the one where the guys get arrested and they're in the South in jail.
Sack of Suds. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
what is that movie
I
called?
still
Anyway.
don't know.
You don't know?
I probably have never seen it.
What?
You shot the clerk. I shot the clerk. You shot the clerk. I shot the clerk.
It had Marissa Tomei in it?
Marissa Tomei, yes, in her very loud, hilarious outfits
Yeah.
that are.
That was actually a funny movie, and I can't
They're
remember
back
the name of it.
in style. That's the irony. If you watch that movie, like some of the large jumpsuits, we may have derailed a bit, boss.
That's why I keep
Yeah.
my clothes, man. I got clothes since I was 12.
And
My
they'll
You
go
closet.
back.
gonna hook me up?
I mean, those two.
The movie was called
I haven't grown since I was 12.
My Cousin Vinny.
My cousin Vinny.
Oh,
There
my
you go.
cousin Vinny.
And that's what he says. He says, the two Utes entered the sack of suds. And he's like,
Okay.
Utes? What's
Yeah, I
the
would've
tall guy?
never-
He was in The Munsters or something. Or
Um,
that's the judge. He plays the judge.
you know that guy lived right up here?
No.
He died some years back.
Who
He
was
lived
it? If you
right
know who
up,
that is, what was that guy's name?
Oh, man, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
He's a real big, tall guy.
Yeah. But he lived right up near me, actually, but going toward Baltimore. I can't think of the name.
Train derailing. Fred Gwynn?
That's it, Frank Gwynn.
Is that right?
Yes.
I would not have pulled that
Yes.
name.
No.
Fred Gwynn.
Bruce Murray coming through in the clutch. And that's, he corrects him.
Okay.
So could I get us back on track and
Back.
say a little something about the miscarriage thing?
Yes.
Since that was the question. Reading the book Imagine Heaven that we've
Oh,
talked
yes,
about. And
yes.
we are offering that now in our bookstore. Again, it's at cost. We're just making it convenient.
Tony,
but
Town.
the story of Colton, the young boy, really young boy, who had the near-death experience, and they did the movie about him.
Yeah.
And part of that story is meeting siblings and the parents. He comes back and tells
That's right.
about, and the number of siblings he met was the number of miscarriages she had had. And
For what it's worth, and I don't mean to be a spoiler, that whole story has now been brought into question.
really,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wish I could remember the article, but there's some question whether the kid fabricated that and he heard more than his parents believed
Okay.
he heard, and
Okay.
was a little smarter than they thought he was. And,
Darn it.
but you know, I might be confusing that with some other story too.
Who knows?
It could still be, but
We still stand on the other things.
yeah, I think that one biblical hint we have there, and just knowing the character of God,
Yeah, that's
all
the big
truth flows from God's character, and so it would fit with His character that these children that die, before they ever have any accountability, or that they would go to be with the Lord.
Even if before they're fully formed, because life, we believe life starts at conception. So, yeah.
And again, we have to be careful with this truth because we have such a dark
Yeah.
movement, at this time in our country.
Yeah.
You're being affirmed that people love you, and several have said that your vertical status is just perfect. So
Well-
take that, kiss a girl.
Well, when I was 12, I was the same height as I am now. And I was a big
You
guy.
were a
That's not-
giant.
That's not even true.
I had a movement in my stress down, son.
Okay. Let me ask another question.
Sure.
Does the Bible guide us on what to do with our bodies after death for burial?
Oh.
No, it really doesn't, because you think about it, all through biblical history and history today, people die in all kinds of circumstances, good and evil.
Fires.
And fires and bombings and all kinds of horrible things. So no, we just have the promise that God will give each of us, though, a resurrection body, a personal resurrection body when Christ returns at the end of the tribulation for his people.
33. When we go to heaven, though.
I'm thinking 33. Jesus was 33. Why not 33?
I like it.
33 was good.
It was a good year.
Yeah.
It was a good year.
You're kind of hitting full stride.
Hitting your
33.
prime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of a late bloomer.
I was dumb at 33. Not that I'm not dumb now, but I was dumber. See, now you have dumb and dumber.
Dumb and dumber.
But 33, physically, that was probably pretty good.
I remember going into ministry and thinking that I was like I had it, like I was super smart.
How old were you?
23.
Oh. Well, you were. No. See, that is true. You are brilliant at 23. Genius at 23. Then when you get to be about 30, you say, oh, shoot. I wasn't that smart.
No, I remember, and I never thought that my father was in ministry for a long time. I never thought that my father was a fool. Like that had never crossed my mind. Like he's a knucklehead. But I remember thinking, like probably maybe 5 years into ministry, getting beat up a little bit, learning that all of the things that you learn, and going, man. My dad is really smart. I am an idiot. that man is. I'm a dullard. He's a genius.
When I was young, I knew everything, and then I realized I knew nothing.
Yeah. You get to.
You know, I've noticed something. Whatever your father did, man, he did it right because you are scared of your father. I see that look in your eyes, man, when you start talking about dad. It's like you're almost doing this.
Whoa, easy. My dad's ring.
Well done, sir.
I grew up traveling in ministry, and the first 13 years of my life, I traveled 6 months out of the year. Wow. By the age of 3, I had been in every state in the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii and coast to coast in Canada.
I understand you so much better now.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. That's why he's like on the go, man.
I got two older siblings, both ministers. My sister's married to a worship leader, and we would be in a church ministering. Traveled as a whole family, the bus, equipment, a crew, about 25 people. And we would get to a venue or a church. I say venue makes it sound fancier. We get to a little tiny church where we outnumbered the people in the church, and we'd be goofing off somewhere, and my father's hand would come around 4 or 5 corners. I didn't know you could hear me.
So you guys were like the holy Partridge family.
Kind of.
Wow, that's so cool.
Fear of the Lord, maybe.
I like it, man. The holy Partridges.
Fear of Dad. They called us the Von Slap family singers.
That's so good.
It's true.
That's so good.
All of my...
Did you just think that up?
No.
That's
my in-laws.
That's really good.
The Von Slap.
Slap.
And we would get into... I was a victim of circumstance. Like, I was really a very good kid, but you gave me Tic Tacs and put me in the second row. I was going to shake them. That's not my fault.
I can't imagine what could go wrong.
Here's last thing. If Dad looked at you from the stage while preaching, 50% chance you were getting spanked.
Yeah.
If he said your name...
Oh, you're getting spanked.
You're getting spanked. And the worst part of that was we would be at a church ministering. Peter David, stop that. And you're just done. Now, the bad news is you got to wait for him to finish preaching, talk to people, pray for people, pack up all the equipment, the big PA system we travel with, load it, go to somebody's house or a hotel. And then by the end,
it's coming.
3 or 4 hours. I'm like, just beat me already. Just give it to me. All right, another question, Pastor Kim. We've digressed. How did we get on that? Oh, fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord, fear of Dad.
All right. So, what is the significance of the 2 up arrow chevrons that are on Pastor Pete's hat right there, Pastor Peter David's hat, and the FCF logo?
What do you think, guys? Man bun for Sunday?
Totally. Totally. Oh my gosh, that is so scary looking.
No, this is the one.
I like that, man.
Okay, I am taking a screenshot and posting this. No, yes, I am.
If I could do that, I
Who
would
wants
do
me
that.
to take a screenshot and post
Don't
that later
do
today?
that. Look
Let
how
me know. Let
my
me know.
wife won't get near me for a month. It's the most effective form of. Anyways, okay.
Yes. Okay, so the chevrons, basically our
Can you get a little closer?
mission statement is helping people reach their full redemptive potential in Christ. So your potential goes up toward Christ. It's in Christ. But the idea is that we want to help people. So it's kind of you reaching your potential and helping others reach theirs as well. So that's why we have two. Because it's not just about you.
You should be going there.
It's about us helping each other.
You should be taking somebody else with you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good.
See what we did there?
Yeah.
Fancy.
Fancy.
What's
Fancy
next?
like Applebee's.
What's the next one? We're on the roll.
Last one. I was a little bit confused, but I wasn't able to ask the person. How do you reconnect to God when everything seems to be so blank around you? And I wasn't sure the word blank, what they meant. Yeah.
I couldn't. When I read that, I couldn't quite be sure where they were going. I didn't know if it was a subjective thing. They're saying that they're just in that numb stage, or if they meant that their circumstances are not making it obvious to them what they should do, what next step, or So it's a little confusing. So maybe we can answer it from several different standpoints.
Mm-hmm.
If the question is about inside, you're just feeling a bit cold, a bit numb. The answer is to start doing the things you know before you feel like doing them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of life revolves around that. So we know going to church every Sunday, whether you feel like it or not. You might be a little numb inside, a little cold. Start reading your Bible, whether you feel like it or not. Start praying, whether you feel like it or not. So, all these things can often jumpstart your inner mechanism, so that slowly but surely you go, I do have a story now.
Come on, give it to it. You know I love a story.
Yeah.
I don't often make fun of you, and you start your stories and say, "Is this going to take a while? Because we got to go live."
You know the one about back at the Baptist church?
Yeah, and he said just.
Yep. When I moved from
Sounds
D.C.
to me,
to Brunswick, Maryland,
You got that ghost?
I went through this period. I've been a Christian for 7 years or so, and then.
Just watching
the
delay of us doing our
He's laughing at himself.
Funniest guy I know.
So anyway.
Anyhow, story.
Anyway, so
Baptist church. Yeah.
I went through this period where I was proud and I didn't know it, and rarely do people know when they're proud. But I felt like I was, super Christian, hyper committed. Nobody else around me was committed. Blah blah blah. And so I started pulling back from serving God. And up to that time, I had been teaching, running youth groups, doing all kinds of stuff. And so this one old deacon named Mr. Shriver that was in Faith Baptist Church at the time, he came to visit me in my house, because that's what they did. They were kind of like the police force, So he wanted to know, Randy, what's going on? Why are you pulling back? You're not teaching. You're not doing this, not doing that. And so I gave him my heavy trip, I don't see commitment like the book of Acts, and I literally was ready to try to find a Christian commune to live in where we share life together, everything, common, person, all that.
To take on the gates of hell with a water pistol.
Yeah. So he listened to me blab on, and finally he gets up, he says, well, just sounds to me like you just need to go back serving God. And he walked out of my house.
Love it.
I was furious, man. I was thinking, you are so shallow.
Yes.
You have no idea, man. I'm talking deep stuff to you, and it was over you, brother. You didn't get it. He didn't get it. No, he didn't have the ghost. I don't think. Maybe I didn't have the ghost. I don't know. It was definitely a ghost problem going on. But I finally, after some weeks, I realized that it didn't make any sense what I was doing, withdrawing. Went back. I started doing the things that I've been doing. I started teaching. I mean, God gives you a gift. You don't have the right to not use it. And slowly but surely, the fire came back, the passion came back, and that burst of enthusiasm that came back, it has never left me to this day. Honestly, it took me to a different level, and I hate that term, because all these really really scuzzy evangelists use that term, you know, in these TV, yuck, use that term, we're going to the next level this year. God's going to take us to the next level, you know. And I'm like,
The voice.
just, you know, help me to throw up and get it over with, you know. So I don't mean it like that, but it is true.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we have to just do what God says before we feel any inclination to do it. It's not being hypocritical. It is in fact showing faith, showing trust in God. We're doing what He says to do, because obedience is always the mark of authentic trust. As we start taking steps of obedience, often experience starts to kick in. So.
Yeah. Well,
At what point?
So now, if that's where he's coming from, that would be one or two. If he's saying that it's because everyone around him is turning him off because of their shallowness or their closedness or whatever it might be, then he needs to just come and talk to one of us. You know, make an appointment, make a phone call or something, because that doesn't sound right. That's probably a misperception. I went through it too, and I could probably help this person untangle whatever it is.
Yeah. I was going to ask your experience with the deacon then. Did you ever go back and acknowledge to him? Or even at that point, did you realize and acknowledge he was right? Or was there still a part like you just did it, but you never actually...
I am ashamed to say I don't remember.
Okay.
And Jim was still in the church there for some years, and so I had some years with him after that. I don't know. I think I probably would have, just knowing me. I'm the sort, when somebody calls me out on something they're right, I'm actually excited to go back usually and tell them, hey, you were right, man. I was so stupid, you know. But I don't remember for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I know I'll be able to tell him in heaven. I know Jim is in heaven. Jim picked up hitchhikers, man. You know he's in heaven.
Well, and Paul told Timothy, right? Stir up the gift.
There you go.
Like we think it's just going to be like
that gets into a whole thing of learning to manage your own Christian development and talking yourself down off the ledge periodically, stirring up your gift. I mean, these are all skills that just take time and experience to learn to do, but it's not an automatic pilot ride. You know, we put our trust in Christ, become His follower, and then there are no dips and twists and turns in the road. You know?
We tell our kids that right actions lead to right feelings. Sometimes
Absolutely.
they don't want to do it. Well, you do it and you'll decide it's the right thing to do, but it's, you know, we stand in front of a fireplace and say, you know, give me some heat, I'll throw you some wood. We got it backwards. You got it backwards.
Great example.
No, that's excellent.
I like that.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
That's all our questions. Did anybody drop in?
There's all kind of stuff flying around in here, but I feel like we've gone too long. And we're celebrating Daniel's birthday today.
Oh,
my son Danny.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, Danny.
Danny, you're awesome, buddy.
Is he 6, 7?
I knew you were going to ask.
Oh no.
Okay, he's 7.
Okay.
He's 7. But I've messed that up before on stage in front of everybody, and you all laughed at me. I'm like, we have 3, and you all started laughing. Every single one of you started laughing at me in front of God and everybody.
And you loved it.
I get laughed at a lot. You just embrace it. If you make fun of yourself before they can,
That's what I try to do.
you go to it.
Yeah.
Call yourself a lizard before somebody else.
Absolutely. They're thinking it.
So here it is. Just show them there. Yeah. That's Kramer.
That is Kramer.
Yeah.
That's Kramer.
You know, Jerry, I don't But this is the other thing that my wife hates, is I do the little man bun thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate that too,
The
man.
man bun.
Jess, I'm with you, man. That's a sissy bun thing. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Grow up.
Stop, Christians.
Yeah.
Stop using the word friggin'. I'm only saying it to correct you. And don't do the man bun. It's sissified.
That may be the most deep theological thing we've said this entire time.
Yep.
Give it to us again.
Don't wear the man bun. It's sissified. John Wayne wouldn't be down with the man bun. And Christians don't use the word friggin', because you're just saying the other word.
It's a substitute word. You're using a substitution
Don't
word.
do it. Listen. The English vocabulary is loaded with expressive words. Read some Shakespeare if you have to, but don't use friggin'.
Yeah.
2 Goldberg, chapter 7, verse 3.
Don't say.
No man
and
buns.
mind you, I'm only saying it to correct.
Right.
I don't use it. No, I don't. I do not use it ever.
We love you.
I know.
We really appreciate you joining us for this incredibly educational time here. at FCF Church. Join us Sundays, 9:15. Oh,
One
sir.
last question.
Fire. Fearless leader.
Do you got that ghost?
You got
You got to go.
If you got the ghost, tell us in the comments you got the ghost. Hey, I'm going to hit you with that for the next 10 years. I'm going to be elbowing you anytime I see you. Hey, you got that ghost? Amazing things happening in our service. 2 phenomenal services this previous Sunday, 9:15, 11:15. Again, this week, going to have a great time. Had great people. It's very strange to see myself right there doing the same goofy things. I think I'm cooler in my head, and then I watch it, and it keeps me very, very humble. Down here, I am a fool. Okay, anything else you want to leave them with? Okay, have a great week.
See you Sunday.
9:15, 11:15. If you want to be a part of the facilities team, go to fcfchurch.com. I also think you can go /connect or click the connect button on the homepage and click the facilities, information on facilities team, and we will reach out to you, probably do a meeting following service. It's going to be a great time. Oh, so glad you could make it. Is that Bindi? I just saw it. No, it's Becky Ann. I apologize. I was looking at the wrong one here. But have a great day. We will see you on Sunday. Bye FCF family.
I'm going to get some lunch.
I get some lunch. I'm hungry.
Hey,